UFC fight at the White House. Not the fight itself, about the threat that was received or perceived to be about going there and sniper and drones and all that kind of stuff. And that's going to be a pretty good investigative story. But that's just my little tease for that show. You'll see it when I finish producing it. In the meantime, it's just like there's so many stories out there. Iran, come on. How they affect our economy. Are they going to keep their word in their memorandum of understanding? If they don't, Trump says he's going to bomb the hell out of. So that that's their language. That's how they think. Uh, you really don't know how a person thinks, really. But if you know what their custom is, they have a custom to think a certain way. And the Iranians think death to Americans and death to anyone that is not following their God and their religious system, which we don't do that here in America. But they also interfere with the other countries that are around them. And they want to charge tolls for boats to go through in international waters in the Hamas. That's ridiculous. And it's unfair. And it would affect the cost of gas and oil to us and to the whole wide world. We don't get our majority of our oil from Hamas. So, it would Russia, China, it would really affect them. So the memorandum of understanding that Trump signed needs to be implemented, and it needs to be, supervised. The uranium or whatever it is, the nuclear dust or whatever's in the ground needs to be taken out and destroyed. I didn't know they could do that. But I guess they can, because I don't know how you destroy that kind of stuff. But I guess it can. You can talk about it in the comments if you want, and we can figure it out together. Then there's this guy who shot and killed the head of the insurance company. In 1 minute, he's thinking about pleading insanity. And in the next minute, he's not pleading insanity. So I don't know what he's really going to do, but these are some of the things that American media is putting in front of us to be concerned about. Um, our concern isn't about the economy of this killing. It's about, you know, are we under threat of anyone just getting together and deciding this person needs to die? And, not everyone gets caught thinking it, planning it. It's the internet's a free place. And I guess you'd want it that way, right? So you can stretch your thoughts, do some things, investigate things, experiment with things, and, learn what's good and what's bad. That's the whole idea, but when you get murders planned like this and you have a tool, the internet, where you can track these kinds of things, should it be used by law enforcement today? I don't know. I'd like to know what your opinion is. And then there's the guy that went and killed all those girls in that house on that college. Why? What did he have to gain from that? What was the purpose of that? It affects our lives in the sense that any one of our neighbors could be a person like that, and we didn't even know it. That guy's parents didn't have any clue he was going to be able to do something like that. It's just staggers the imagination how things like that can happen. And I pray over all of the people that lost their lives, that all their souls went to heaven. That's just how we just you don't want to pray over the deceased because God says once they're gone, they're gone. But we send them off with our good wishes because we don't wish them to suffer anymore because they've suffered enough by being murdered. That's just sad. Um, then there's Charlie Kirk. Why was this highly intelligent, highly motivated man who s- told us the truth from right from wrong, and he did it in a very professional manner? Why was he murdered? How can somebody hate somebody else so much that they find a way to get a gun, a rifle or what, and get on his roof and shoot the bullet and blow up his heart? Why? How did they get that mad? So Charlie Kirk says there's only two sexes, so therefore, what? There's six, right? According to the guy in Texas. That's a whole nother thing. But this kind of being upset needs to be reported, and people need to say and take responsibility for it, and tell authorities that I think there may be some planning going on, and it's seems like dangerous planning. You should keep an eye on these people. I don't know how much law enforcement can be spread thin on this, but you know, it's better to get them aware of some stuff that's going on than to just say, not my problem, because it is our problem. Because we don't know when one day we could be killed for our thoughts, our opinions, wearing the wrong garment, or having being for one candidate over another. You could die for that. And it's not that everybody would do it, it's that somebody could and would do it. It's just a matter of time. That's how angry these little clusters of groups of people are. It's incredibly, devastatingly sad. And we need to, as a community, a worldwide community, report these things, keep an eye on these things, make sure they fall apart or law enforcement gets to untangle them, and you know they need to be arrested or something, because how are you going to stop somebody that's planning to create havoc, murder, serial killing? How are you going to stop them? All you can do is investigate yourself, your children, your see your neighbors doing stuff that's just like off the wall, like shooting a gun at a target in the back or something in a development that shouldn't be happening. Anything that shouldn't be happening should be investigated. Like if you don't know if it's right or wrong, call the police and let them decide if it's right or wrong. But you have at least documented an event that you are very uncomfortable with, and you're doing a favor for the whole wide world. You're letting them know that something's going on, and you're not exactly sure what is going on, but you want to make it so that legal officials know. You got to do that. You got to participate in the world's direction. This world does not work if we don't, because that means anyone who has an opinion about death to this one, death to that one, it can be done. And that could affect anyone. And I mean anyone, for, you know, having personal beliefs, corporate beliefs. If we upset the wrong person and they want to take it out on us, how are we going to stop them? What if we don't even know about it? I don't think that CEO of the insurance company had any idea that he was going to be shot killed. I do not think that was even remotely a consideration in his head. He was just going to a meeting. And This could happen to anybody. I mean, like, imagine you. Do you have any beliefs at all? Do you have any thoughts about where the public is and where our governments are taking us? Does it influence you to feel certain ways? Well, hi. Hi to all of you. But I say we have to be proactive with this. We can't just sit around and go, oh, it's going to fix itself. Or the next guy will get it when they see it. No, you have to stop being so scared, hiding in a shell, living in a cave, and come out and do the right thing. Report it anonymously, but report it. You know, you don't need any credit for it, and you don't want it to come back and bite you. And the law officers, at least in America, will respect that. And I want our countries to get along. I want the gas prices to come down. Everybody does. I want the groceries prices to come way down. I want to be able to live and rent instead of going up every single year. It goes down. It actually goes down. Wouldn't that be nice? Have you ever seen that? I see it go up $100 a month every year, at least. I don't know what we can do about it, but I know Trump's working on it. And I know that there's a lot of Democrats out there that think Trump's a waste of, you know, carbon. They don't like the fact that he even exists. He is an anomaly. He's something that they say, well, whatever they say. It doesn't, I don't want to put any thoughts or crazy thoughts in your mind. The bottom line is that President Trump is a good person, and he's trying to do good by us and the world and the way the United States of America interacts with the world. Don't you want to be feeling safe if you go to Mexico? Don't you want to feel safe when you go to Cancun? I mean, come on. I mean, there's so many places to go. Bahamas. What if you wanted to go over and be in France? And what if you wanted to tour the Middle East and you just wanted to go see what they do over there? A lot of people want to go to Dubai and they want to see what's happening. They just want to they see that it's like this, it looks like $1 trillion investment of in the water. They just want to be there and breathe the air over there, see if something's different over there, talk to the people, enjoy the atmosphere. We can get there, but it takes more than Charles Nolen. It takes all of us collectively to do something about it. And that's what I'm encouraging in this one-on-one message today with you. All right. I'm going to stop the message now. And thank you very much for staying and watching and listening. God bless you.